Wizards of the Coast has officially acquired D&D Beyond.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Surprise and spoilers for those of you that didn't know, but Wizards of the Coast, D&D, didn't actually own D&D Beyond. It was actually owned by the company Fandom. And in a press release that dropped a few hours prior to me recording this, it notes that the company acquired D&D Beyond for a whopping $146 million, and that they will be keeping the core team at Beyond intact. Dungeons & Dragons and D&D Beyond have always felt like the part of the same family. That's why we're excited to welcome everyone at Beyond to formally join us at Wizards of the Coast, bringing together two teams dedicated continuing to make Dungeons & Dragons easy to run and accessible to all. It's amazing what D&D Beyond has accomplished since its humble beginnings in 2017, and the D&D team has truly leveled up with this acquisition. With over 10 million users, millions of characters created, and millions of campaigns played, the team of 80 passionate creators across the US and Europe have brought so much joy to D&D players around the world, including helping friends and family come together to play through a global pandemic. You're probably wondering what kind of change might happen as a result of these two teams coming together, so let's make this clear. We have no plans to stop supporting D&D Beyond. Well, of course they're going to continue supporting it. They've hinted many times in the past that they are looking to develop their own VTT, and D&D Beyond might be the jumping off point for that. Now, going beyond the simple Wizards of the Coast welcome letter on their website, there is an article over on Businessware that kind of peels back the layers a little bit more on this deal. The acquisition of D&D Beyond will accelerate our progress in both gaming and direct-to-consumer, two priority areas for Hasbro, providing immediate access to a loyal, growing player base, said Chris Cox, Hasbro Chief Executive Officer. Hasbro's gaming portfolio is among the largest and most profitable in the industry, and we will continue to make strategic investments to grow our brands, including in digital. The team at D&D Beyond has built an incredible digital platform, and together we will deliver the best possible Dungeons & Dragons experience for players around the world. The key thing to note here is the use of the word experience. I am a firm believer that the next edition of D&D is going to have a major digital footprint, similar to that of Magic the Gathering's Arena. Now, of course, this could all mean a ton of different things for the franchise. I'm just super hopeful that some of it is going to be positive. Now, what could come of this? Before we start speculating, I kind of want to lay down some facts. 1, this acquisition comes because D&D Beyond has the potential of earning Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast a ton of money. 2, it is highly unlikely that Wizards of the Coast will move to an exclusively digital model. They make too much money off of the print to really even consider that as an option. 3, it is very unlikely that we are going to see any kind of redemption code for D&D Beyond products within physical print copies. If we look at Wizards of the Coast other property, Magic the Gathering, they completely discontinued putting in Magic the Gathering Arena codes within their booster packs. So to kind of carry that train of thought here, that and Wizards of the Coast is going to want as many revenue streams as possible off of their products. 4, Wizards of the Coast is not getting rid of anything that is already on the platform. It's in their welcome letter. They're not getting rid of anything. So Chum Chum the Barbarian, they're safe, at least for now. And now again, I say facts when these are more very factually inclined opinions, but you get what I'm going for here. And now here's why I'm worried, or things that could potentially arise from my knowledge of the video game space and what Wizards has done in the past. Microtransactions. Over in MTGA, there are a ton of microtransactions that allows players to get things like skins and sleeves and characters and all sorts of other little goodies to heighten the aesthetic part of the game. Now, where I'm not against microtransactions as a whole, per se, at the granular level, I don't want to see loot boxes or anything of that nature applied to D&D. 2, exclusives. Now, this is the most likely to occur, unfortunately. They're going to want to convert as many players and users of the print medium over to the website medium as possible, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to put the cookies up on a shelf or on the website. I would not be surprised if we see things like classes, items, races, all put behind a paywall over on the website. And again, looking at Magic the Gathering Arena, they've done this. There are cards that you can only exclusively get over on Arena. And then beyond that, there are keywords or mechanics within the game that are only found on Arena. So there is the possibility of them copy-pasting what's going on in Arena over onto Beyond. 3, cutting off support of D&D Beyond into other virtual tabletops. If you play online, you know that over the last couple of years, a ton of developers have found ways to import D&D Beyond into other VTTs like Astral, Roll20, etc. And now, my fear of Wizards of the Coast cutting off support to the other VTTs can come in one of two ways. The first, they sent out a ton of cease and desist letters to all these other virtual tabletops saying, hey, you can no longer do this. If you look at what Twitch is doing, they are doing something similar where they are cutting and trimming their API to limit the number of people who can pull information from their website. The same could be applied here. And then option 2 is, oh yes, you can continue using DnDBeyond through this extension and with this insufferably expensive licensing fee. This isn't outside the realm of possibility and would be an unfortunate blow to the online community, as a lot of us create characters over and beyond and then use them in other VTTs. Like I myself have just picked up Tailspire and there's no real support there. And now, of course, we're also going to look at the positives that could come out of this situation. First and foremost is Unearthed Arcana could be coming back to D&D Beyond. It would be exciting, it would be very fruitful, and very rewarding to kind of play test some of the crazier mechanics that are out there. Secondly is bringing the DMs Guild into D&D Beyond. Eventually, Wizards of the Coast is going to consolidate all of their properties into one house, especially if they plan on making their own virtual tabletop in the future. And if we just kind of let this brain train roll, that could mean that when you buy something on the DMs Guild, it could have direct support into D&D Beyond's character creator. So I can go buy a custom third-party class by the Kobold Press or whomever, and then import it straight into D&D Beyond. And then thirdly, we've kind of talked about it throughout this video, and Wizards has hinted at it heavily in the past, they're looking at designing their own virtual tabletop, or VTT. In a survey that they put out last year, they kind of showed off a little video at the end of it, showing the kind of concept that they were looking at doing. And personally, I think D&D Beyond would be a perfect platform to put a VTT on. And let's be honest, with the boatloads of money that Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast could supply to the D&D Beyond team, a D&D Beyond virtual tabletop would quickly outpace anything else that's available on the market right now. And I say this because they can, as I noted in my worries, they could strip off access to D&D Beyond and simply apply it to their own VTT. If you want to use Beyond's character creator and import them in your campaign, you have to use D&D Beyond's VTT. There's a lot to take away from this. This could have ripples across the game for many generations to come, but we really won't know until we see what Wizards' roadmap looks like in the coming months. Let me know in the comments if this excites you or worries you as we look to the future of our little game of D&D. And as always, friends, happy adventuring.